Many restaurants suffered during the pandemic, but one restaurateur shifted her business model and found an entirely new market. Top vegan Filipina chef Reyna shares more of her story. Why did you decide to create vegan Filipino food?
Yes, selfishly it was because of for myself, really. I mean, when I turned vegan, I'm like a meat eater, 6 years ago before I turned vegan, and didn't want to miss out on my childhood favorite. So really how I created the menu was for me. And I just got lucky that everybody else loved the food. So I'm my worst critic. So I created these dishes and I was like, this is not good enough, or this is not like how I used to eat it. So I literally did it for me. And I for some reason, I got lucky that people loved it as well.
So Chef Reyna, tell us, how were you impacted by the pandemic? I mean, the restaurant industry really took a hit. Did it affect you the same way?
We had 3 restaurants going. We were struggling already. Restaurant business is really difficult, and I also went through some really hard personal stuff last year, and I think it really was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it allowed me to get out of those situations where I didn't want to be in, and it gave me a chance to restart and reset. So I closed those 3 restaurants, and I came out as Chef Reyna, and came out as myself, which is real. I felt like my authentic self came out as Chef Reyna this year as I opened our brick and mortar in Brisbane.
It's amazing, and I think, again, the pandemic really has, for those of us who made it through, what you just said, that authentic self thing is very important. So look, you're really making plant-based Asian food popular. Tell us about that. How has it been received, and where we're going? What's the future look like?
So when I first turned vegan Filipino food vegan, I definitely had mixed, reviews. Of course, the vegan community was very supportive, and thank God for them. They came, and I was sold out every night. There was a line out the door. It was amazing how I was received. But then also there's the traditional Filipinos where they come in and they cuss me out, and they're telling me that it's an oxymoron, vegan and Filipino. We're all about the meat. And so I was called a lot of names, and which is okay with me, but as soon as they tried the food, they were hooked, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is vegan. And so for me, I appreciate the vegans appreciating my food, but when a meat eater says that it's one of the best things they've ever eaten, that's when I cry on the inside.
That's awesome. And remember, Chef Reyna, sticks and vegan bones may break. Okay, never mind. I guess that's not a saying yet, but it might be. So can people order online?
Yes, chefreyna.com under product shipment.
Wow, the meat eaters were cussing Miss Chef Reyna out? That is not right. For more recipes and more, you can follow Chef Reyna on Instagram at chef.reyna.